is the rose that in yonder garden grows? Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bay. My love is fairer than any. 'Twas down by the fair hawthorn groves that we strayed. The moon and the stars, they were shining. The moon shone its rays on her locks of golden hair. She swore she'd be my love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bay. My love is fairer than any. It's not for the parting that my sister pains. It's not for the grief of my brother. It's all for the loss of my bonny Dawnish lass. But my heart is breaking forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bay. My love is fairer than any. Come over the hills, my bonny Dawnish lass. Come over the hills to your darling. You choose the road, love, and I'll make the vow. And I'll be your true love forever. Red is the rose that in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily of the valley. Clear is the water that flows from the bay. My love is fair.
No, Chris, just no. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We're all here. We're doing things. I don't think my mic's working. Is it working? Oh, yeah, it is working.
I can hear you.
Yeah. No, I just wasn't sure if it was working on the stream at all. So everybody could hear us. That's fine. We're all here. We're going to do things. We're going to chat, and we're going to talk about the Navarre. So, a couple of things have changed. Shut up, Stug. I know you can hear me. So many people have said yes. This is getting out of hand now. There's 4 of them. Yeah. So basically, I've changed the way that the donations are done. You can still donate with bits, but I'm not going to do a tracker for bits anymore. So I figured that for the rest of this month, we'll see if we can get an Empire ticket for someone to give away just randomly, and then we can do that. And then next month, whoever wins that vote, we'll do that for the next one. So I think it's quite close between 3 of them. And then we can see what we can do from there. We're going to chat Navarre tonight, because the last time I did all the nation chats, it was about 4 or 5 months ago. And I've got new PC, new camera, new audio. I've got lights. I've got a proper green screen. Things have updated. It sounds better. Still got my mug, but we're getting there. So basically, we're just going to chill, chat Navarre. Any questions and stuff like that in chat, you know the drill. Ask away, and we can put it to it all. So in the bottom, we have Justin. We all know Justin. He has been on.
Hi.
He has been on many times. He won't cut out tonight because he's got a proper headset. So
Yes.
we are very grateful for this.
And decent internet.
And
No singing,
yeah,
though.
that's it. And in the middle we have Chris. A lot of people will know Chris from if you've been playing Valheim with us or you've been around on the Discord and stuff like that. So Chris has been quite active and is generally sometimes pleasant to chat to. So the person that we don't know, because the first time on the stream, is the person up the top there. So Rob, do you want to say hi and introduce yourself to everyone?
Hello, I'm Rob. I play Caro in Navarre. I'm also a member of the crew on the weapons check team. That's me.
Excellent.
Hello, the general.
It'd be really useful if you get the names, pronouns on screen. Balls. I knew I'd forgotten to do something. Sorry, Smo. I'll get that sorted for next time. I do apologise for that. I normally have everyone's names and pronouns on the screen, and I've forgotten. Oh well.
We didn't agree to a list.
So yeah, unfortunately, I do apologise. I will get that sorted for next time. So Navarre. So how long has everybody been playing in the Navarre for then? We'll go with you, Rob.
Yeah, well, for me, probably the shortest time, I think. 2017, did my first event for Empire and straight into Navarre. I did think about going to High Guard because I just love the look of the High Guard brief. That was really good. But then I found out that Navarre camped in the woods, and that was it.
Okay. So. Cool. Chris?
2 to 3 years, I think. Not actually that long, because I had a previous Empire character.
Yeah, you were in the Brass Coast.
Yeah,
you were in the Brass Coast.
I was.
Worst coast.
Memorable too.
Yes.
Yes, apparently. I think they're still finding out what I used to do there now.
And what about you, Justin?
So I've been at it since E1 year 2 when it moved to the interim site after they lost Tournament Stud. And then I've been on the new site ever since. Every time I die, I roll back into Navarre because that's where all my stuff is.
Yeah, yes, definitely. Yeah, I don't think it would be the Navarre without you, to be honest, Justin.
Oh, I'm sure it would be. I'm sure you'd find someone else who's big, loud, and shouty, and willing to trip over things.
There was a pretty big Kjartan-shaped hole, mind, when he got the bullet, you know.
Oh, I know, but
yeah,
but that's important, and that's really rather good that there's a hole because that means there's another vacuum.
Yeah.
In fact,
yeah.
Well, obviously getting ahead of things a little bit, but
no, it's good.
But the great thing about Navarre is it goes through phases, especially with our military game, where we'll be absolutely fine and everything will be going great in Navarre. We'll be on the up and up. We'll be winning every fight. We'll be casting every spell. Everything will be fine. And then usually around spring, it happens. And there's a pile of bodies where our leadership structure used to be.
Oh, my God.
And everyone stood there going, why did we go on that bait hunt? What were we thinking? Why did we go through that portal? What were we thinking? Let's never fight Jotun again! And then there's a massive power vacuum, and it's chaos for a bit. We lose people left, right, and center, and then new people step up, and it all goes back to that pinnacle. I
definitely benefited from that. Definitely. We'll perhaps talk about that later.
Yeah. I think when anyone in that sort of position dies, it's quite important that they're replaced with someone good. I think we got very lucky when my character as general died. I was replaced, some might say unfortunately, by Rich, by Chris's brother. Wasn't
No.
Yeah.
I don't think that was awful. I enjoyed Carl as general. He was scary.
Yeah, he was good. He was good. I was very lucky though, because when I was a general, I had all of the power structure around me that became the Navarre power structure for years afterwards. So with Owen, Rich, even Kit was there as well, I guess.
Yeah.
But Kit was,
Fucking-
I mean, Kit is very good at what he does, and he's good at wrangling people and getting the information together. But
It was so fucking funny when he died.
oh, what on
It's
that?
like, ah, yeah,
What, the skirmish? Oh.
yeah, the night skirmish. It's like, I'm just going on one last hurrah before I will become general. Dane 2 feet is now dead.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It was sad for me though.
It was for everyone.
It
but
was
looking back at it, it's deeply amusing.
It's quite funny now. Yeah, you got to laugh. But the Kiartan was the one for me that was really sad.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And well, yeah, I mean Kiartan was Mac's uncle as well. Let's not forget. And we had wonderful chats and conversations, especially with you and that pride spear.
Oh, yeah. Oof. When your nation hands you an artifact, kids, read the label.
Mm.
Don't just say, "Yeah, snacky stuff." What it does what to me? Oh God, I can never put it down.
No.
Particularly if I hand it to you.
Yeah.
Be very careful if I hand it to you.
Yeah, it was very good. But I think the great thing about the Navarre is it doesn't matter what you're involved in, what you're doing, or what you want to do. The Navarre are always there and about supporting everybody, and that's the fantastic thing. Excuse me, I'm just burping away there.
That's all right.
So what's
it's baked into our brief, though, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Traveling people together.
Mm. So Rob, what's been your experiences then? So if you've been going for only for a few years, then how did you find that the Navarre shaped up when you first turned up to how you're finding them now? Has your character grown? Has it changed? What's happened with your experiences?
Well, I'm actually on my second Navarre character. My first one died in the Mudpocalypse of E1 2018. And I was playing a priest there, a guide, because I really like the idea of doing that sort of the religious side of it. But once I sort of got into the battles, I was like, oh, do you know what? This is the bit that's really interesting me in the military side of it. So I was a bit bummed when he died, but it wasn't like the end of the world. And then since then, I've been playing Caro, which is far more in the military game really than anything else. And I've just going back to that point. I benefited hugely via Tor split route dying. So we were at essentially we're at the Thorns Council. I think I've even been Justin, and someone said we need someone to take over the wrangling of military units. And I accidentally put my hand up, and then I was thrust a big pile of papers, and then it was like, off you go. You know, so I was a victim of the just say yes sort of thing.
You did so well at that, mate. Genuinely.
I really enjoyed it. You know, I didn't think I would. I just thought, oh my God, all this responsibility. But actually, no, it was really, really fun. It was something that just really made me have to go and talk to lots of different people, and not just in Navarre, but I had a lot of dealings with particularly Dawn, because at the time we were doing, we needed to muster those, and the Imperial Orcs as well, muster those military units. And for a while, it didn't look like we were gonna get it by just the Navarre units ourselves. So we were trying to persuade Dawn and the Imperial Orcs to send us some military units, which I think they did actually in the end. Yeah, they did. But yeah, that was a really interesting year. It's probably those four events of end of 2018 and 2019 then were fantastic for me. Really, really enjoyed it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. That's really cool. Right, we're getting some questions coming in now, which is good. Hi, Dave. Hope you're doing all right. Sorry you're at work, mate. Hope it goes quickly for you, buddy. So Matt has asked, what's your most and least favourite part of the Navarre brief? Go you, Chris. Start off with.
Like, I think my favourite part is probably sort of the sort of communal aspect of it, where it's like, and it's community that you choose. It's not blood community. It's like, oh, that's my father, that's my sister, that's my cousin, that's my aunt. I met these people, we agree on this goal, this thing that we have, and we've now made this our community. It's sort of, yeah, that's probably my favourite part. It's shared ideas and shared goals where you choose it, not you're forced it, sort of thing. It's probably my favourite. Worst part of Navarre Brief?
Well, if you want, we can do favourites and go through everybody, and then we'll come
Yeah,
back to the
do
least
that and I'll
favourites,
have a think.
Yeah. Okay, Justin, so what's
Gonna
your
wait the wiki.
favourite?
My favourite is the fact that using our archetypes, you can almost, and give the vines time, build a D&D party. No, you've got the faun. You've got the faun as the fighter. You've got the guide as the priest / cleric. You've now got the vine as the dedicated healer. You have the brand as the leader.
Yeah,
I
will add that
we've got national bards as well, so we've got the bard in there.
Yeah,
I love that. I love that you can just roll into it and you can scroll down. Oh, and the Vate is the mage. The Vate is the mages.
yeah,
You can scroll in, pick your archetype, and know that that is going to slide you into a box. And all you need to do is wander into Navarre, brand new, and say, "Hey, I'm a faun," and somebody will literally grab you, drag you to Faun's Council, and say, "Put your name down on the list. Go hit something." You can say,
usually my list.
exactly. You can say, "I'm a guide," and before you know it, you're in our guides council. You're in, the national. You're sat there arguing in the National Assembly because people will grab you and take you aboard.
Yeah.
So the only thing, and this sort of leads into it, which I don't particularly like about the brief, is how brands are handled. Because, and specifically that brands are, as awful as this may sound, but they're an archetype. Because a brand is a way of sort of marking yourself permanently with, this is something I believe in, this is an oath I take, and this I take so seriously that I will dedicate my life to, so I'm going to burn it into my flesh so it can never be removed. That is amazing. That is so Navarre. But that brands have to be leaders, or all leaders have to be brands, that's a bit problematic, because at that point you're basically, if to go back to my D&D analogy, you're essentially saying, by picking the brand archetype, I want to play a leader, despite the fact that that's not the way it works, because our whole brief is about you follow who you want. You follow who you believe in. So having a between italics leadership cast nailed into the system, that's my least favorite, because I've never been to a brands council and I've no idea what a brands council would even do.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. That there'd be a lot of people arguing about who's the leader, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
The leader of leaders.
Yes, and where would that go?
Yeah.
Okay, go on then, Rob. What's your favourite part of the brief?
Probably the fact that we get our very own enemy in the Valorn. I just read that part of the. Well, it's not so much a part of the brief, but it's the Valorn. I think everybody considers the Valorn to be the Navarre's arch enemy, and just having that really, really nasty opponent just took my fancy, and I pretty much built my character around it and what his motivations are. So I absolutely love that. As for negative things, I haven't really come across anything that I would say is negative. I do agree with Justin about the brand thing. I think people definitely think that a brand is a leader, whereas I have always considered it as taking a brand doesn't necessarily mean that you're leader of a steading or a striding, but it could mean that I've promised to dedicate myself to this particular cause, or it could be anything. That's the way I feel about it. But yeah, negative not so much. But yeah, I guess the fact that I quite like the military side of it meant that sort of ties in with the fact that I love having that enemy to really sort of fight against. Which the other thing about it is the fact that it's not an enemy that the rest of the nations are that bothered about.
No.
So that gives it another dynamic, especially when you're sitting in military council, and they're all worried about what's going on with the Druge or the Jotun or something, and you've got a couple of Navarre at the back going, "Oh, what about the Forlorn?" And they're all just going, "We're not interested in the Forlorn." And I think that sometimes they don't realise how close the Forlorn is to Anvil. So
No.
little things like that. When you point it out onto a map and say that it's a day's march away from a Forlorn infested heart, it's like sometimes that gets their attention a bit.
Oh yeah. The Valorn's going to be something we'll definitely come back to have a natter about.
Yes.
So, Chris, have you got a negative, Chris?
Yes, and it's not. I think it's the mix between the confusion. I think where they go basically because we're always moving, we're nomads, we're very practical. Is the fact that we cover ourselves in mud, we've got shit clothing, shit tools, and we're just essentially barbarians, but that turn up. And yeah, we go to the battle and we are the barbarians, but that's a process we undertake with war paint and stuff. But
Yeah.
when we're in Anvil, we've got songs and stories and stuff like that. We can wear nice things. We can we do have the finest things. Navarre trees, the woods that we cut down, build the empire with, they're the finest. So it's like we got nice things. We're not these fur mud-colored barbarians, and that's just people take that and it's like, no, go away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's...
Totally agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, that is good. It's something that we've touched on a few times in the Discord because we're lucky enough because we've got Rosemary in the Discord, and she loves. I mean, her knowledge of the kit and the brief and stuff like that is incredible, and I love the fact that when people go, "Oh, the Navarre, you're just this and this," and then she's immediately there go, "Actually, no, you're wrong, but this is why you're wrong," and then she explains it all, and it's a correction and then an education. And I mean, I'm probably not the only one, but I could happily just sit there and probably listen to Rosemary talk about it all for hours if I could. So,
Absolutely.
Rosemary, I need to get you on just to chat about.
Yeah, why are we here?
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
Why are we here? Bring Rosemary on. We'll go.
I do think that when we do eventually find ourselves back in the field, there's going to be a lot of very fancy Navarre about. We've all spent 12 months, working on kit and things, and
not me.
No, I say
playing computer games.
Okay.
Lots of fancy Navarre. You've got Rob over there with his new army that he could equip. So how is the weapon making going, Rob, and all the equipment making?
Yeah, good. I've got a few things on at the minute. I've got one commission for a Navarre player on. I've actually found time to make myself some stuff for once.
No.
So yeah, I know. So yeah, I've got a new shield I'm making for myself because my old one's a little bit outdated now, and I've got a sort of new sort of, I guess you'll call it a sort of a messer type sword for myself. Yeah, so they're in the workshop at the minute. Potentially I've got a it's not a spear, what's it called, a sort of glaive to do for someone. So yeah, they're all on the boards. I tend to do a lot of Navarre players, probably just because they know me, I guess. And that's how I got well, it was Rob from the Eternal Family who got me into the weapons checking team. He's an ace guy. So yeah, I've really enjoyed doing that. I love weapons checking. It's fantastic. You get to meet so many people. And one of the best things is actually seeing what other weapon makers are making out there, because you get to see every single weapon that's in the field.
Yeah.
So you get to see what everybody's up to, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
You do indeed.
One of the things that I'm doing, because where I do so many giveaways on the channel and stuff like that, because like last week I gave away a 4-meter bell tent to someone,
Oh, that's fantastic.
One of the things that has been mentioned for us to do is to pay for a commission for someone as well. So I think it'll be dependent on nations and where they are and stuff like that. So obviously, if a Navarre wins, then we'll probably be knocking on your door to pay for a commission for the lucky winner.
Well, look, I'll tell you what. You know, while you've got me on the hook, I will do a Navarre weapon for free.
Holy shitballs.
If you just pay the postage to get it to wherever it needs to go, or then you can. I'll do up to a single-handed sword, because obviously over that it just starts to get a bit expensive, you know. But yeah, from dagger to sword, hammer, axe, wherever you want, I'll do you one for free.
Okay. I'll have a think on how we can give that one away.
No problem.
And we'll do it on Wednesday or Friday, I think. Probably Wednesday. What day is it today? It's Monday, isn't it? I've forgotten everything.
Yes.
Okay,
It's Monday.
Yeah.
I do have a full-time job, so you do have to give me a little bit of time to get it done and dusted.
Cool.
So, you know.
Yeah,
well,
of course.
we've got plenty of time. We're still in the longest arc.
Exactly.
Yeah. And to be honest, I've been looking for a reason to commission you for an axe for myself for quite a while now. So because Rob Willett's made a hammer for me.
Rob's excellent. He makes
Wow, free stabby.
Cool. Cheers, Dan. Thanks for the bits, mate. Yeah, he made my hammer. I literally told him, think of Mjolnir, but make it look like it was made by a child, and he did. And it's my favourite thing. That's my favourite piece. It's one of my favourite weapons ever that I've ever used. So it's really cool. But yeah, we'll do.
With as well. Hey, darling.
Holy shit! Oh my god!
She didn't actually get them out. She's
No.
wearing a bra today.
Oh my god!
You know this is live, right?
Well, we've already had naked teenagers in the back. So.
Oh man! Oh man!
I can see it now.
You might need to put some context in there.
37.12.
Yeah. Jesus. Let's.
Okay, back on track quickly.
Back on
Next
track,
question.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
dear.
the Salamander's just joined. Thanks for following, by the way. It says, okay. So I just got this stream, randomly clicked on it, watched it for 3 minutes. That. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's so cool. Right, let's jump back into the questions. Let's completely change the subjects.
Yes, please.
So Helen's asked, if you had to sum up the Navarre in a few words, what would they be? Justin.
Can I have a minute?
Okay, Chris.
Practical, law-abiding, party people.
For me, probably family, ruthless, and community.
Ooh, all the good words are gone because I'd have.
Yeah, it took too long.
Yeah, I know. I'd have said a ruthless community of your best friends or worst enemies.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because that's what we are. We're either the people who you rely on because we're coming out to you in the middle of nowhere, or we're the people you're running screaming from because you know what you did.
Yeah.
That's definitely true, yeah.
Okay, so is there one piece of kit that is the essence of Navarre for you?
What, for us personally or for Navarre in general?
No, for you personally.
Okay. So I can't get it because all my LARP stuff is piled up. But
Same
for
here.
me, Navarre essentially, it's my embroidered green tunic. Hey, darling. So you know this is live, right? No, you didn't. We saw tit. We did. There's people who will have paused and who are currently shots on it. This is the internet. We can't stop them.
Wow.
Later, we'll put that in the credits.
It's all right.
Shoot.
It's all right. Steve can do it. Because Steve can do a cut for YouTube. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Oh my god! Yeah, I will have to go. I'll cut that out, or
That's
or I
fine.
could blur it.
Yeah. Even better. Blur it. Yeah. Do that.
I'll blur it.
Yeah.
Blurs for days.
Mm.
Yes,
Yeah,
right. Okay,
yeah.
so favorite piece. Okay, so from the cut, favorite piece of kit. I have a green tunic that my sister gave me as a birthday present, and she works as a living carer. And she's got loads of time in the evenings, and she embroidered it, and
Wow.
it was beautiful. That for me is Navarre in a nutshell. That's that. The moment I put that on, I'm a bit closer to the brief because it's a nice, comfortable tunic. It flows. It's baggy. The sleeves can be tied up and tied off if I ever need to. I don't tend to wear it in battle because it's
Yeah.
fancy, and it's embroidered with love and care, and that's just Navarre for me quintessentially. A beautifully embroidered, hard-wearing tunic.
Rosemary will love you.
Sure, she will.
Chris?
So I think it's probably for me. It's going to be the jewelry and stuff that I wear, which is more Navarre than anything because it's given by family to keep us bonded together. So I've got like a sibling necklace for my characters, and I see sister, which if I put that on, I'm in the game then. But I've got another bit of kit which I've just got, which will be an upgrade, which is why not Navarre? It's certainly more my character.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is
night
gonna
magics.
sit me there and totally give me only sound good legal advice when I talk to everyone else in Navarre, which I've got to make a little holder for him and find some way of attaching him. So I might commission someone who can do leather work to make me like a shoulder bandolier.
I look forward to spreading rumours that you're deaf in one ear. Due to the
I should
high
curse them all.
squeaking.
Excellent.
I should curse them all, you say? I
Yes.
understand.
Excellent. Rob?
So I'm going to sound a bit like a narcissist here, I guess, but
Yay.
yeah, but hey, whatever. I made a shield. It was actually the first one I ever attempted, and I tried really hard to get it onto the brief for Navarre shields, which they're meant to be thin and whatnot.
Yeah.
I put a few photos of it on the Facebook page, and I think it was Andy Raff who actually saw it, and now it's on the
It's on the wiki.
it's on the wiki. It's on
Yeah.
the look and feel page of the wiki. So that was my small claim to fame. So I really don't like that. But other than that, I did a skill swap with another player called Chris. Oh, I forget his second name now. But I made him a dagger, which was at the. It's almost a short sword, really. It was right at the end of the brief's size, and he made me a scabbard for the same. So I made two exactly the same. Sent him his one, and then he sent me a scabbard back, fit it, and it is beautiful. I think I've put pictures of it up on the Navarre Facebook page, so I'm sure it'd be there somewhere. But it's got this central panel of old Turinal with the Valorn sort of thorny sort of stuff going round the old citadel of Mjaran, I think it is. And then, because I'm in Stranger's Song, our thing is, I won't go into it, but he's put like musical notes that are weaving through the Valorn thorns up to the sort of this old citadel. It is absolutely beautiful. It's just a wonderful piece of leatherwork. And it cost me nothing, which is obviously it cost me my skill making a dagger for him, but it cost me nothing, and I definitely got the better end of the deal. It is a beautiful piece of leatherwork. It really is
Awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Becca, we're going to come back to your question because it's a really good question and it's going to take a little while to go into. So we'll come back to your question. I've saved that. If my mods could save that one as well and remind me of it too, just in case. But Becca, we're definitely going to deal with that one.
I'm curious what it is now.
You'll find
Yeah,
out.
me too. Yeah.
Helen's asked, for anyone who's played other nations, what's something that is unique about the Navarre in play?
I think that's just you, Chris.
Yeah, I was going to say that. That's me. So I've played Brass Coast, and I've crewed as an Urzen and a High Guard. So really looked into their briefs and stuff. But I think, the unique thing for me about the Navarre is part of like the misunderstandings of it. Like we're in the woods, everyone sees us, and we come out, and most people see the battle side of it, and then we know this. Everyone knows their songs and stories, and it's just, I don't know. It's I think it's like for me personally, it's like the Golden Heart in the Navarre, or the Warm Heart, the warm like. We know there's horrible things out there. We know we see it every day. We're not scared of it anymore. We're not like trying to be wise and put rules on things like the Varushkans, or we're not trying to stamp things down like the High Guard or whatever, and we're not tame the land like marchers or whatever. But like we're sort of like, look, we're here. There's a foe that we may never beat. We're certainly not going to achieve our thing, the thing that makes us Navarre in our lifetimes. Like I say that Navarre basically are a dying people, because currently the way the Navarre are the Navarre oath is the Thorn oath. We will fight the Vlorn. That's what Navarre are. We are the thing that fights the Vlorn. When there's no more Vlorn, there's no more Navarre. The people will still be there, and we'll transition to something else. But the Navarre, as they currently are, will no longer be. So we're sort of this doomed people striving, but making something better than ourselves. We're still there. We can believe there's something good. There's still the warmth that we hold to us with our communities. But we've got a very big tragic thing, because no matter what happens, even if we win, we will lose something that's a part of ourselves that we've had for centuries.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, that's great.
That's an amazing way of putting it, man.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Yeah,
I love it.
I think that Navarre.
Someone clip that.
Yeah. I think you're absolutely right. I think Navarre are the nation that literally and figuratively don't stand still. We are constantly on the move, as in physically along the trogs, but also in we are adaptive. And you're absolutely right. I mean, yes, I mean, I guess the goal for Navarre is to sort of right the wrong that we sort of made ourselves, which was the creation of the Vlorn. Once that's done, then there's going to be something else.
Yeah. Well, this is
deep.
I did tell that to the Empress at a social gathering, and she looked at me. The Leaguers looked at me and all went a bit teary-eyed and went, "Oh, we didn't think like that. That explains so much about you people." I went,
really
"You should ask other people. I'm quite drunk at this point."
I think that's a really nice way of putting it, and I really like that. I do hope someone clipped that. But yeah, it's nice to. I think that the wiki and people have played now for so long that it's able to look at the wiki in this much depth and take it to that sort of, I suppose, a different philosophical view and opinion of it. And it's, I mean, I never thought of it like that. And I mean, I was in the Navarre since the very beginning, and for us, we're all just like, yeah, we're gonna kill those trees over there and fight everybody. You can't betray your enemies and all of this sort of stuff. And it's just like it takes it. It's nice to see that the Navarre have definitely changed from E1 Year One to where they are now. They have. Oh yeah, they've come along so much. It's amazing.
I was going to say, you have listened to Rosemary rant about this, right?
Oh, massively. Yeah, this is amazing. I just need to add as well that currently the vines are not an archetype.
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, I know. I just need to add it for people who are watching and stuff like that as well, just to that you can't do it. But as when I had a chat with Matt P, he did say, "Oh yeah, the world is growing and changing, and the game changes. So who's to say that they can't be an archetype in 5 years or some or however long? But there's lots of stuff to do."
I love
Yeah.
that people are so enthusiastic about Divine Concept, but the thing is, I don't know about it in character. No one's ever mentioned it to me, and the first time someone says it to me, they're probably going to be a brand new player who goes, "I'm a Vine," and I go, "So that's your striding or your steading?" They go, "No, I'm a Vine, I'm a healer," and I'm like, "You're a Vate." I go, "No, you're not. What are you?"
Yeah.
I'm going to be
Yeah.
horrible because I'm going to
Excellent.
sit there for about an hour and go, "Right, you're going to explain this to me, and I'm going to rip you apart."
Yeah.
Because why do you think why do you think this thing is so special compared to a brand or a thorn or a Vate or a broker? Please explain this to me, and I'm going to be horrible to you about it.
Yeah. There's lots of stuff like that, but I think because I'm currently about halfway through chat at the moment, we are so far behind on everything. So this is a new player. The next question, it's a brand new player. They joined the Discord today, in fact. So we got Captain.
A great day to join.
Yeah, Captain Scruffbeard. This is. They're looking at coming to the next one, and I believe, and so top tips for new Navarre players. So give us. So we'll go through all of you. Just give us your top one tip and everything, because this is something that they'll find in videos and chatting to other people on Discord as well. So there's plenty here. So Rob, do you want to go first?
Oh, thanks.
It's all right, mate. Happy to help.
Yeah, cheers. I mean, there's all the cliches, isn't there? The just say yes to things. Is definitely one of them. I would say there's a few things that, if you're just for Navarre specific, come to standing. That's a good start. There's usually someone there who wants something done, and they will tell you about it. And it's a great in to get involved in something. And the other thing would be, just because of the archetype you pick, if you pick an archetype, of course you don't have to. Like I think Justin and Chris have already said, people tend to drag you in. So if you just go, "Hey, I'm a Fate," or "Hey, I'm a guide," you're literally going to get dragged off to some meeting somewhere. I know that I was. My first character was a guide, and I was like, "Oh, right, you're a guide? Oh, excellent. Come to our meeting." I sat in, I can't remember where it was. I'm sure someone will tell me where the guide meetings are.
Summer Close Camp.
That's the one.
Right next to Bronwyn's Rest.
That's it, Bronwyn's Rest. That was it. And I went to my first guide meeting there, and very kindly, a lot of people gave me some liao because I'd lost mine in a ditch. Yeah, I got very drunk. I got very drunk one night, and I fell over in a ditch, as you do, and all my liao came out of my pouch, and then the next day I had no liao. So I was given some very kindly by the guides council and told not to be so silly next time. But yeah, I mean, digressing. I mean, yeah, just say yes. Come to the if you're thorn orientated, if you're battle combat orientated, come to national training. Ian runs that, and I sort of help out a bit. Come to Thorns meetings, and instantly you're going to get some game. You're going to get some interest there. But yeah, go to meetings, go to stand-in. That's a great start.
Awesome, that's a good one, Chris.
No one is just their title, so it doesn't matter if they're a general, a senator, or whatever, whoever they say they are in Navarre. If you want to go and talk to them, go up and talk to them. It doesn't matter if they're not scary. Just because they have a title does not mean they're scary. Go up and talk to them, and if they can't help you with something, they'll have a network around them where they can send you and to do something.
Yeah.
So just don't be afraid of people. Walk up and go, "I am this," or "I need this," or "I want to do this," and they'll go, "Okay." they're not going to turn you and go, "That's stupid. That's silly." They might send you to someone who can more help you, but just because they have a title in Navarre doesn't mean anything. It's all the community. So the titles are just there to because the Imperials may just have titles.
Yeah.
That's it, basically.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Justin.
So first things first. And this is probably all going to be around kit. Layers. Absolutely layers. Navarre, like onions, have layers. Don't, and it's not difficult, guys and girls. At least once an event, I'll spot some poor sod who's made the rookie mistake where they've literally shown up in a tunic, some Primark joggers which they've wrapped up, and that's cool. Go to a charity shop, buy yourself a little overcoat, put that over that, get a blanket, wrap it round yourself like a cloak. Just that little extra layer. Also, stick to the colour scheme. There is nothing worse than being mistaken for a winter marker with shit on your face.
Cheers.
Genuinely. You're a Navarre, damn it. Look the part. Other than that, you've made a fantastic choice. And another pro tip, we are easily the most helpful and most communist of all the nations. You go to the League and ask for help, you're going to be in debt. You go to Dawn and ask for help, you're going to get judged. You go to Highguard, it better be, your house. You go to Navarre, you're one of us, and you're definitely not a winter marker with shit on your face, then yes, we'll have you. We will absolutely have you. We will help you, and we will have your back. We will have your back. Yeah. Also, there are loads of camps in the woods. You could literally spend your entire first event just wandering around and getting to know people in Navarre.
Yeah,
that is absolutely the pro tip. Go and get to know people. Come out with the line, "This is my first time at this is my first time in Anvil. I am this striding," or "I don't have a striding."
Yeah.
And before you know it, you'll be sat round a fire and you'll be chatting and you'll be listening to everyone wax lyrical about their striding, and pick it up, because that's half the joy of it.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm. So this is going to lead to a nice debate, this one.
Oh no.
I like this one, so thank you very much for this one.
Territory.
This is a good one, Sparky. So why do the Navarre hate the Valorn?
Oof.
Justin, do you want to take this one to start off with?
Do people even read the brief? Okay, so the main reason why the Navarre hate the Valorn is because we're responsible for it. That is the primary thing. It is an eternal reminder of what we've lost, of what we had, of our ancestors' hubris, and of a debt which we can never repay. Because let's face it, ladies and gents, the Tarunial Empire almost ended the world. They punched holes into the Spring Realm that then spread, killing everything in the cities and resurrecting the bloody corpses and covering them in vines. The whole world would have been covered had two of our greatest heroes not sacrificed themselves to bind the eldritch horror from the Spring Realm to the Trods and harness an entire people to dissipate that power. The world would be covered in trees, like Radagast got the One Ring. It would be horrible. It would be awful, and we know this. Not only do we know this, but we have to see this every day. We have to live this every day. We have to live next door to it. The rest of you, with your Vards and your Ushkans and your Cassaneans, who showed up thousands of years afterwards, can ignore the giant end of the world button, because it's not on your doorstep. Because there's painted sociopaths screaming, "Stay on the fucking path and don't go near the end of the world that we're trying to diffuse. Move along. Also, would you like to buy something?" Beers are cheap.
That's really good.
Yeah. Very, very true.
Rant over.
Oh my god! I think like I'm just gonna say what he said. Really. Yeah, I mean, on a personal level, I just read the sort of forlorn brief about how it was our sort of ancestral enemy, and I just thought, oh, this is just so good. And so my character Caro was just literally lent into that, and the Entwined Paths, who is our sort of banner, is our central goal, is to destroy the Valorn and to free the world of Valorn. I mean, it's like that's literally a generational sort of goal. It's not something that's going to be happening in, well, my character's lifetime probably, but that's what their oath is. You know, I've sort of lost where I am now, to be honest with you.
Why would we hate the Valorn?
Well, the other thing is, of course, is the sort of more recent sort of discovery that, that the fact that the souls of the dead are trapped inside the Valorn husks, and that's just another reason to really hate them. You know, it's and that was a massive thing in the game, discovering that, and then the High Guard sort of getting on board, and the Grey Warden, and that was massive work that the guides did. You know that, and again they've affected the game absolutely massively from it's fundamentally changed the game.
Someone basically going, I'm not allowed. What will happen if I incite a husk? And the rest going, Matt, they're doing it, Matt.
It's great. I mean, and the knock-on effect for High Guard is huge. I mean, they've created a new archetype from that whole piece of game, which is just like absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. All right, Chris.
So I'm going to say something slightly different, shockingly. I don't think initially the Navarre hated the Valorn. I think we feared and were guilt of it. There was guilt that we created it, and we feared what we had created. Whatever actually the actual reason, which you still quite understand why we made them. Obviously, that's things you can find out in the field because it's cool to find it in the field, not that you can't be told out of the field. And then I think now that that fear and guilt has now been transformed to hate, because we suddenly realise, oh shit, my brother's soul is not in the labyrinth and he will never reincarnate as long as he's there. So now we hate them on a spiritual level. Like, we knew they were bad and we were guilty of it, and that guilt fed our angst. But now it's more a case of, okay, now we're pissed off. What was actually a lot worse. And I think the hate is probably, if there is the hate now, is probably going to be more directed to our ancestors. So I think guilt is the main thing. Like, what the fuck has happened? Because there's some bits about the history of the Chernel Empire and Navarre where they've actually come from, which are really interesting, which is going to be wonderful if you find them out in play. Because I don't want to say them because I can't remember them because it's been a long time since we
the history nerds will beat us up for spoiling them.
Like, I'm connected to them on chat right now on Facebook, and they will kill me if I say this wrong. They've written pamphlets and everything, so it's there for you to find out.
They're genuinely my favourite bit.
So I won't say it, but there's a lot of misunderstanding, and the way the brief was written was, this has been passed down hand by hand. So this is the generational guilt we had, and this is our understanding of it. And now we've actually researched it because we can, and the libraries are being rebuilt until we burn them down again. And so this is our new understanding. So I'd say it was not hate, but guilt. And now we're just pissed off because because the guides found out about this thing, which was really awesome to be on the mission that went to confirm it. We were told, and then I actually went on the skirmish to confirm it, and I went and incited it. And I think my group was the first ones to use a night ritual on the Valorn center, and it was basically this ritual that allows us to work out the intentions of the Valorn. So and it said on the wiki, no one's ever used this on the Valorn. We went,
there you go.
We can do this. We did it, and it gave a really simple answer. And we stood there waiting for more, and went, "Oh, okay." And
Don't tell us. Don't tell us what the answer was. That's a fine.
And it's a beautiful thing. And we went, "Oh, okay." That's different from what we expected. And then I went on the guide skirmish thing, looked at it and went, it's true, it's true, it's true. This is all stab, 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 stab. I think we went on that skirmish just like having just come out of that. I watched a Thorn die in front of me, and I was a Spring Ritualist at the time, so I'm there in my heavy armor and my spear, and I went, threw off my armor, grabbed my lead mana, and just turned the circle on his body. And we didn't obviously, and then it was just like, nope, you are not having this fight. You are not having this fight. And I got back, and the rounds were going on and on. Like everyone was finding out about this, and people were like, "Where's my family member? He was on this mission. Where is he? We've just heard this." And they came up to me as a guide who's quite shouty. Is this true? Yeah. Where is he? Oh, was he this person I described him? Went, yeah. I went, I've destroyed his body. I've turned the circle on him. And I got a massive hug of thank you. Because it was just this sheer terror was going around. Like, oh, crap.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I have never gotten in and out of armor so quick.
I can imagine. See, I love the Valorn. I absolutely adore the Valorn. Out of character. I love the Valorn, fighting them and doing everything with them. But it's
good. You hit that well, Mac.
What what I love about them though is the fact that all of the other nations, they don't know what the Valorn is, how it affects them, or they don't know anything about it all. Because I have been on numerous skirmishes. Well, now I'm in Wintermark, and the Valorn have been on a few, and they have literally turned around and they've gone, "We don't know what that is. He was in the Navarre. He knows what that is. You go and deal with that. We'll go and deal with them." So it's just sort of like the rest of the skirmish will go wandering off to deal with the orcs, and I'm looking at the Valorn on my own, going, "Oh well, I'm fucked." So casually stroll off.
I know what you mean, Steve, because when I was in my Brass Coaster, I went on a couple of missions, and I just remember running in to save a load of Navarre, and they were there fighting the Valorn. Okay, dealt with the orcs. Okay, run over, fight, hack that. That's one down. That one's down. That one's down. And I'm just slowly getting further away from the group as I'm cutting down. They went, "Sandy, what are you doing? They get back up." I went, "What?" And I'm surrounded by about 15 Valorn. I went, "Oh." Hack my way back. Hack my way back. Hack my way back.
That's what's brilliant, because every single nation will deal with them in a different way as well, and it's been really interesting just to see what they're doing. So I have actually stood back and watched a load of people go off and have a fight with the Valorn, beat them, turn around, and then I'm just stood there still watching, and then you'll see them all get back up again and then get charged from the rear, and it's just sort of like, yeah, that made me chuckle. I should probably help them, but I'm not going to. And then I'll walk away. But I'm just a dick in character, so I leave. You learn from your lessons. You learn from your mistakes, don't you? You learn these things. But
I ran behind a load of mages. Was burning them.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the thing I really love about the Valorn, is that it affects everybody. No matter how much they deny it, it affects everybody, and that's the great thing about it all. So, all right, catch you later, Pete. You have a good evening at work, mate. Well, good night at work, I should say. So another one from Sparky. What is your opinion? What is the opinion your nation has towards Briars? As some in Highguard see them as talking Valorn. Oh, I think
this is dangerous territory.
Am I allowed?
We're going to let Chris go. We're going to let Chris go first. Our card-carrying member of the Anti-Briar League, who I need to send some letters to because I think he might be right.
So, apparently, I am leading a crusade against all Briars. As my character would say, what's a crusade? I wrote a small little letter in the Synod, which went across the Empire, and I got told I was wrong by all the other priests of Navarre. And then all the Navarre turned around and said, "No, he's right." And PD actually wrote that.
Yep. And is that letter on the wiki, Chris? Because I want to read it again. Good.
It is on the wiki. Look in the Synod judgments. Right. So the Navarre opinion. Yeah, Navarre opinions are basically Briars are connected to the Spring realm. This is true of every lineage is connected. When they die in a Valorn, they become horrible.
Mm.
And
Right.
because they are connected and they have this effect, we're a bit distrustful of them. We don't necessarily hate them, but we do distrust them.
Mm.
Because something that close to a realm of magic and our main enemy is always going to be a thing. And not necessarily that all Briars are traitors, but currently all traitors are Briars.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. That's that's the line right there.
Yeah.
It's a lovely little thing, but I'd say it's not necessarily hate, but you can choose how much you want to roleplay that, and that's the important bit.
Yeah.
Some people, and bless them, they didn't really read that part, and then I explained it to them OC why I'd written the little pokey judgment thing.
Mm.
And went, oh, so we do actually don't like them, because most nations do. But it's basically they're
Highguard
connected to the
supports
spring
this
realm,
message.
and the Vlorn is spring, and yeah, you don't trust something that close to the thing that you're fighting.
Thanks.
And the irony is one of our senators is a Briar.
Yes, he is. And showed
Annoyingly-
up with lovely flowers.
And annoyingly,
Oh, yeah.
the best thing about that was I wrote my statement knowing that he was a Briar.
Yeah.
And I wrote my statement, and I had just IC married someone in his striding. So the first thing my wife does to see me is go, "What the shit?" As I basically just decked on her family member.
That's awesome. Thanks for the bits, Kyle. He also had the message of Highguard supports this message.
The best thing is obviously the Briar's got a bit uppity about my thing, my little note across the Empire. I got punched in the face. It was beautiful, and then the synod went, well, obviously you can't preach hate, so they inquisited me. Found that I didn't act unvirtuously, but they're going to give me a penance. That penance is to walk around the rest of the Anvil field explaining why I wrote what I wrote, which I think means I've got to go and spread hate across the Empire.
So, obviously,
Oh,
there'll be
amazing.
icy letters.
Oh,
There'll be icy letters about this, but I get the impression, with what's going on with the heirs right now, you're probably
yeah.
going to be at the head of a possession. Because
You got to
because
chuck
we've
in all
had
the
what?
Airs of Turinel stuff that's going down as well.
Yeah, because we've had a year of fighting our own brand of internal homegrown terrorists.
Yeah.
And the majority of them have all been Briars. It
Mm.
means that those of us who, for years have been going, do you know what? We're the great and good. All of us are landowners here. Let's be egalitarian about it. If they can do the job, who cares where they're from? Who cares whether they're attached to the Spring Realm? As long as they stay away from the Valorn, it'll be fine. And just PD is just slamming it in our face that, no, it's not.
Yeah.
The best
thank
thing
you, Chris.
The best thing was I wrote that little judgment because I like poking bits of the brief I don't see in a field that often, and I thought everyone says it, and someone had mentioned it in a guides council when I first turned up, going when our Briar Centre became a centre, going, should he be ashamed of himself? Like, should we say something? Should we remove him from the senatorship because he is a Briar? And they went, we'll go ask the Egregore.
Yeah.
And the Egregore was a different Egregore to the ones we have now. So they each have their own personal opinions as well. And gave
Was
a
this
beautiful
Pal
thing.
by any chance?
No, it was the first one.
Oh, got you. Yes.
Played by Liz. I don't know her in character name. And so I was sitting in a pub for about 8 hours, drinking my way through the ciders. Not IC pub. I was just in Wolverhampton drinking.
Excellent.
And
Okay.
across from me, I had one of the people who plays Venos, one of the Navarre generals.
I would have.
Yeah,
And we were just talking about it as we did, and we went and we co-wrote it together. And I wrote it completely OC, so I got into the field. I pulled it up just because I thought it was funny, OC, and I hadn't actually formed an opinion IC about what I was writing. So everyone came to me with role play, and I was like, "Oh shit, I did that, didn't I? Oh yeah, it was funny about 2 weeks ago while drunk out on the field. Now
Don't
I've
get
got
me
to deal with this.
For
Jesus
those of us
Christ.
looking in from the outside, it was the biggest bomb. We were like, "Oh God, someone let Brat on the paint thinner. The fires will never go out."
Magic.
Yeah.
I think I've just
Brat's on
taken
the
over
night
Steve's
again.
roles of being on drugs.
Oh, no one will ever take over that from me. Thanks for gifting a sub there, Carl, as well. And there you go, Sapphire Huntress. Awesome. Tier 1 sub.
Woo.
So thanks very much for that. Now, we'll go back to the question that I saved for later.
Oh,
Okay.
So
good
this is a good question, because this is a question that isn't really touched on by, well, really that often at all. So having this is quite good. So someone in the Discord, they chose to join Dawn. They are moving to the Navarre.
from Dawn.
Yes, they're doing it in character. They're going to do it all in character. So
We've
they
written a
have
song about it, in fact.
they have said, how would someone approach Navarre from another nation? Totally not nervous about it.
So, with the intention of joining us,
Yes.
or just approaching Navarre in the streets?
No, intention of
Okay.
joining.
Well, there's a long tradition, isn't there, of running away to the Navarre. I mean, that's the first thing. And with the Dornish being a very romantic, romanticizing things, you can imagine that they're looking on from afar at the wonderful bards in Navarre and merrily walking down the trods. And it's a million miles away from the reality, but you can imagine that that's what they're looking at from an outside, perhaps.
Of course.
Yeah. Chris?
Yeah.
Chris, do you want to add something?
Yeah, I know obviously a lot about this being on the Discord, but so I'll say from the practical point of view, you go find the egregore. You will know as an Imperial citizen that the egregores are the national spirits. Your own nation has them. You will have met them to become a citizen of Dawn, because you each meet one, or whoever's been possessed by the spirit at that time. But equally, you know that the stridings rather than the steadings, they come through, and there'll be some nosy person called a guide there who'll go, "Are you happy with your place in the Great Dance?" Which is the religious part of the Navarre, going,
Would you like
if you're
a
not
pamphlet?
looking happy, would you like a pamphlet? maybe you're in the wrong tent. There are pamphlets. And the Navarre are very much, and it's known that they basically go, just because you're born somewhere doesn't mean that's where you need to be. Like they see nothing wrong with a Liga becoming a Marcher, or a Dornish person becoming a Navarre, and they know that Navarre isn't the perfect place for everyone, but we walk everywhere, so come and find us. So to be a player at the event, I would literally just walk up to the first Navarre you see and go, "Hi, I want to do this." For whatever your roleplay reason is, find that first Navarre, you'll get a very confused look, unless it's a guide, in which case I'll go, "Mine," and you'll get dragged so quickly.
Yeah.
And then, roleplay will happen, and more than likely or not, you'll be asked why and lots of questions, and that'll start the whole journey. But for you, I think from a lower hero of the Empire sort of level, Navarre turn up. If you're not happy, you just go to whichever striding's wandering past, and you go, "Hi, I'd like to join you." And you don't even have to change nations for them to take you on. They go, "Okay, follow us. We're going to go to the next town down, and we'll chat on the way." So Navarre will expect you just to walk up and go, "I think you're cool," and we'll go, "Yes, we're cool." And we'll chat. Let's go to the pub.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some great stuff happening with that. I mean, my son Richard, who plays Cadogan, Stranger Song, has this knack of acquiring people. I know that he's brought a couple of Wintermarkers and a couple of Dornish people into Navarre. And the last lot was the whole, let's call it a fracas with the Dornish players, or Dornish characters as it were, decided it'd be a great idea to leap through the songs and stories circle just at the moment that they were inducting new people to the Navarre in their Binding of Thorns. And then that led to the whole burning brand of Arameus sort of thing. And that,
I
was,
love curses.
that was a hell of a lot of fun.
I'm surprised they found the bodies.
Yeah.
We don't necessarily kill people. Cursing is also an option.
It was a great curse.
Killing is cheaper. Mana is expensive.
You can
Knives.
tell why you only play Thorns.
But yeah, there was and the other thing was, of course,
Not enough ambition.
I think it was two young ladies who were from Dawn originally. What a great bit of introduction to the Navarre and the game, because I think they were fairly new players as well. You know, that whole bit of drama that happened, that they were suddenly the center of all that drama. It was just a brilliant bit of and it, you know, it involved basically everybody who was there watching the ceremony, and then probably the entire rest of Navarre who suddenly got wind of the, let's call it a slight by these young Dornish people on their test of metal, and then there was a whole international sort of incident, shall we say, with the whole thing. It was brilliant. I loved it. It was one of my highlights of that particular event, I think.
So was it their test of metal then, to go and disrupt?
No. They were on like a I think it was on like a sort of scavenger hunt type thing. Was their test of metal, where they had to they were chasing each other, like a game of tag sort of thing, and one member of the one house spotted the other member of the other house, or wherever it was, across the songs and stories circle, and they literally went straight after him, straight through the middle of the ceremony, completely not regarding what was going on and the sort of the impact of the whole thing. They were just laser focused on grabbing that guy who was running away, and yeah, I think Evrigor, was it Al Bevan, I think it was, who sort of was like there actually in the middle of doing the ceremony, and it was just like, what? And he and a few other Navarre, I think, literally marched straight down to Dawn. And I wasn't there for that, but
yeah, I wasn't.
It was pretty intense, yeah.
I love hearing these stories after the fact.
Yeah.
I'm usually off either pissed or fighting something.
Yeah.
And then I come back and I'm like, there was a diplomatic incident.
Yeah. And they
Get the
dragged
blood out of my tunic.
They dragged them all back to the Songs and Stories circle. And I think I'm not sure if it was the Earl of the house, but I think it was somebody high up in the house also took responsibility, because he set the test of metal. And so he took he took the responsibility for his young what are they called? What are they called?
Knight Errants.
Knight
Errants. He took responsibility for the Knight Errants' actions, and so all three of them got the burning brand.
Oh, that's awesome. I love diplomatic
brilliant.
Incidents. They're great fun.
Yeah.
You get to get involved in them. I haven't been involved.
Of several.
Yeah,
I almost caused one with the marchers.
I got labelled and nearly caused one with Urizen. That was a good one. But
we thought the marchers had stolen our iconic stone thing, ritual thing, and we're going to try to force curse it.
Yes.
But so just effectively destroy it. So I walked over, and me not really caring, I was with a bunch of new people who were meant to be looking after it. We'd given this thing to a bunch of new players.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, where was it? And I knew where it actually. Well, we found out where it was actually, and it was hilarious. But we were like, okay, this happened, and I went, I just turned around to their marcher and group call, and someone else and went, you realise that if this is destroyed, Navarre will kick off. And I got a beautiful marcher response of, are you threatening us? And I went, yes. And I just walked away and left them to say, "You've had the message."
Yeah.
And then we found out where it actually was, and the person to blame was Kit. Kit had basically put it to one corner and covered it over so it didn't get rained on.
Yeah.
And then went,
God's sake. Yeah, I remember that.
No,
What we
I
will...
remember that as well. I remember the aftermath and watching
Yeah.
the striding, who I won't name,
No.
flap and panic. It was like, oh great, you paid no attention to the thing and it got stolen.
Yeah.
Wow. Vigilance.
What I will say is that these sorts of stories, that while they are great, these are all things that should be found out in the field.
Yeah.
The details of them and stuff
Oh,
like
yeah.
that, because
Cool.
they lead to some very interesting roleplay. So going up to a marcher and saying, "So I heard about an diplomatic incident with you in the Navarre," and then hearing it from their side, and then going off and stuff like that. So
we've not mentioned which marcher it was, or
Yeah.
which striding lost the rock.
I think some of the best game is actually the inter-nation wrangling.
Yeah.
You know, you do not need to. I mean, I'm sure people have said this before. You do not need to be like on the field hitting people with sticks if you don't want to. Some of the best fun is just, you know, poking a metaphorical stick at another nation.
Yep.
You know, that can be so rewarding.
Yeah, I most of my fun has come from having silly shenanigans and trying to create other things away from like fighting and skirmishing and stuff like that. So I've made my military unit. I'm happy with that. I'll go off and fight with them in the field. But when I'm away from that, I need something else to do in game as well. And that is something that I have created, and I won't talk about on stream because that's my business, and you can all piss off. It's mine. So it's that sort of. That's the sort of thing from it.
Yeah.
As George has just said, to quote the song, "Oh, another open front wouldn't do us any harm." So
I'm not sorry I wrote that.
No. But yeah, there's loads of stuff like that. Dave says, "We came armed for battle to a treasure hunt," but I'm blaming Justin for that. Salamander, who I hope has joined.
You know what you did.
The Salamander who just followed the stream. I hope he's joined the Discord. I don't see the rule about metagaming in the wiki. Is that not a thing in LARP?
Not really. I don't think.
It's
metagaming is in. Are we talking about find out and play or?
Well, find out and play isn't a thing on the wiki.
No.
If
it's on the wiki, if it's on the wiki, you can know it in play. It's common knowledge. You don't have to know it, and that's the important thing. You do not have to read the entire wiki and know everything on it. If you don't want to know about magic or trading or resources or marches or high guard or whatever, or the foreign nations, you do not need to know that.
No.
But there's nothing wrong with you going into the God tent and going, I'm typing in the wiki there to find something in the middle of the event.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Find out and play doesn't exist.
No.
And it's just all we say is if you could know something, because we even got half magic now, which basically if two people have braidings, that's the new thing. It's if we know OC that the person on the other side of that braiding has died, we can know it in character. So I think it's generally what makes good game. I think is like if you can find it in play and you'll enjoy it finding it in play, then it's fine. But if you find out about it out of character, it's fine. But I would say avoid trying to find out how many hero points a person has or how many hits they have or whatever. Don't know that because that's
I will say that on my Discord, the Hefty Fan Discord, I have a very much pretty much everything is find out in play. So if you come into the Discord and say, "Oh, we know about this, this, and this," there is going to be another person who doesn't want to know about this, this, and this. So let's keep it. If you want to talk about it, DM each other. Yeah. You just have a private chat about it. Don't put it out because someone might be there who doesn't want to know about it, and you might have ruined a part of the game for them.
Yeah.
So there's that.
I think it's reasonably okay to talk about things, stories that have happened. But I would very much not want to talk about my character's plans for, the next event.
My whole character will keep secrets from you, so I don't put anything that's really that I do because my character has way too many secrets and is always up to something. So find out and play if you
If
Yeah.
you can.
Yeah. An icy history lesson on the Empire could be a helpful and fun stream. It could be good fun, actually,
Oh,
but
gosh.
think
yeah, icy though.
Matt's already done that. Matt's
There's
already
a-
done that, I think, with the Planet Orc.
Yeah, I was
No,
just gonna
he
say,
he
yeah,
read
Oh, has he?
he read
Nice.
he read the wiki. It was an ASMR one. I can't listen to it because I'm asleep after 5 minutes. Matt has a voice. I will just Matt is so relaxing when he reads this stuff out. I can't listen because I fall asleep.
Yeah. If
You know
you
what?
are,
It's oh my god, it's so good. But
You know what might be a fun thing? Have drunken history.
drunken
Get
history.
somebody, get somebody in
Oh,
character.
yeah.
Get somebody in character, in costume on it, with a beer or two, and have them and go. So you're pretty liquored up, maybe. Tell me about the marchers. Well, there were these Dornish bastards.
Oh,
dear.
Well volunteered,
could-
Justin.
yeah, we could.
Well
That
volunteered.
could be quite
You
fun
could be
to
the
do.
first one, yeah.
An
Yeah.
icy, drunken discussion about the thing, and chat picks the topic as we
Like,
go
where
through.
did you come? Like, where did you come from? What are you doing? That kind of thing.
Yeah,
I'm
Oh,
ready.
that'd be a good wiggle.
yeah. Hi Ty, welcome to the stream. But yeah, that could be a good fun one to do. So let's, because we've been going for quite a while. Oh hi, Rhiannon as well. Just because I've done so, it doesn't mean you can go into more depth, Steve. There's plenty of history to go about. Oh yeah, there is so much. I think if it was IC though, it would all be down to that player's and that character's perspective on it as well. So if Mac was on it, 80% of it is bullshit, and I would have to put that disclaimer out there as well. So don't believe this.
That's the
If
best
Brat
bit.
did, if
That
Brat
is
did
it.
it would be 80% lies and
Yeah, exactly.
agenda behind it.
Opinion, yeah.
Oh my god! So we'll
Pretty
do the
much like being
stream.
a politician, really.
Yeah, we'll do the stream, but only 20% of it will be usable.
Aren't you busy enough? Don't you have a life?
So yeah,
Really?
that
Go
would
read
be
a book. Leave me alone.
that would be really good fun to do. I'll have a look into that then. So we're going for an hour and 25. Let's end this on a high, I think, because this has been really nice. It's been really positive, and we've done a lot of questions here. So, Chris, what is the first thing that you're going to do when you get back into the field in 2 seconds when this robot has just read out the donation? So you can't hear it, but I can. It's not
First thing
reading it
I'm gonna
out.
do?
It didn't read it out at all. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Weird.
That was bizarre. It normally reads it out, but for some reason it didn't want to. Oh well. Never mind. So yeah, go on in, Chris. So what is the first thing you're going to do when you get into the field?
Find out if I'm running for Archmage of Night and spreading hate across the Empire.
I still can't believe that. That's just amazing. Your punishment is to spread everything that you've done. Okay, so this is Stug. Tonight I've learned that Navarre are onions, and thus can be harvested if dinner ingredients run short. # not cannibalism. Cheers, Justin.
I see what I've done here. Actually, yes, Navarre are like onions. We have layers, and if you peel us, we'll make you cry.
Oh,
That's true.
yeah.
Matt says, just an hour of Matt comparing all of the 100% authentic horse steakhouses in the Empire and rating them. I could get behind that. I could get behind that. That's
Horse
awesome. Yeah. Eating a shrimp. This horse is delicious. Oh dear. Rob, hit us. What are you looking forward to doing the most?
Out of character Thursday night. Drinking, hugging, singing, all the sort of stuff you just want to do after this terrible year we've just had.
Yeah.
In character, I've got so many plans, and it was literally I was just raring to go with the sort of next phase of what I was going for, and the whole thing came to a stop, which was terrible. I've got some senators to badger. I've got I'm sort of big into the military game at the moment, trying to. I don't want to give too much away, really, about what I'm doing and what I want to do. But I think there's quite a few Navarre players, I guess, that already know the sort of direction that I'm going in. And the big thing for me, really, um, uh, is the I don't know what to call them really, but the entwined paths, which one of my biggest compliments was the entwined paths is another board game altogether. But we just came off one of the battles. I think it was E4 2019, and we had absolutely mashed the enemy. We'd taken a banner, and we were all sort of celebrating back at our camp. And I think it was Chris, not that Chris, the other general.
Yeah.
And we were, yeah,
Owen.
you know who it is. You know who it is.
Yeah.
Wasn't Owen.
Oh no! Wait.
No surnames.
Melvin.
No surnames. No surnames. No surnames. No surnames.
No. Okay, sorry.
Dobby.
Yeah.
Robbie.
That's the one.
Dobby.
And he came past and he shouted, "Black Scar wannabes," and we were like, "Yeah, we are." You know, and it was like we were all like, "Yeah, thanks for that." That was yeah, we'll take that.
Out of character, the nation. That's exactly what the nation needs, dude. Both in and out of character, 100%. Keep at it.
Yeah, it's not me. It's not down to me. It's down to the whole sort of group of players that have come together to do that. And I'm definitely not the lead on that particular part, but yeah, it was. I think that battle was the first time that we'd actually got our act together, because we're about, I think it's 6 different steadings and stridings that have come together to do it. And that was the first time that we were organized enough to go out as one unit. And yeah, we went down on the right flank and absolutely hammered them. It's amazing what a bit of organisation does, isn't it?
Oh yeah, massively.
Right. Dirty word. You should be ashamed of yourself. Organisation. God.
Justin, go on.
What am I going to do when I come?
What are you looking forward to the most? Yeah.
The fallout of the angry letter writing campaign I will probably embark on to, get myself back in character about a month before the next event is 100% this is happening announced. That's what I'm looking forward to, is showing up and seeing what damage I've done. That's as vague as I can get it.
Excellent.
Obviously, there'll be all this singing and crying and weeping and groping and I missed you, man. And I'm so drunk and I don't know where my trousers are. But
yeah.
Fantastic.
I am available for icy hate mail. Any sort of letters, icy letters you want, send them to me. You might even get a response.
Wait until about a month before, and you and me are going to write letters. It's going to be
just to the chat as well. Just to any Briar players, you want to send me some hate letters? It's fine. You'll only get cursed in characters.
He will eventually run out of mana. He'll have to resort to knives. The cheap version.
I won't.
Excellent.
I think the first event back is just going to be so intense.
Yeah, it will.
Not particularly for the IC reasons, which I'm sure it will be, but just meeting, people you've not seen for 12 months. It's like
Well, it'll be longer than that, won't it? 18, pretty much. So
time's just flown by for me.
Yeah, it's all been,
especially the cliffhanger that we were left on, and this is all on the wiki. Like the latest step in the Heirs of Terunial plot. Are we done? Because we thought we were done 2 or 3 times over now.
Yeah.
Are we going to show up? And when the Winds of Fortune arrive, are we going to have another big run up? Are we going to finally be able to sit down and go, well, we're all down 25%, but it'll be worse. I want to see the next big thing that PD is going to pick up and throw at us, because I think we offended Matt P by pulling the numbers together.
Yeah, we did.
Escalating it, and we just kept going. Oh God!
Yeah, every event, wasn't it? Yeah, and I think the last one, we were in a position where we can't do it all. We've got to pick. We've got to pick where we're gonna focus our forces on. Yeah. That was really hard to do. really hard, you know. But you know, we came together, we did the job, and even then, we still on the areas that we chose, we hammered it.
Yeah, absolutely. The numbers are
I
there.
love that.
Yeah.
I love it. I love the fact that that plot line has really sort of highlighted what I said I love about Navarre, which is the community side of it. Choosing this as our chosen community, and we will defend it, because it was just getting horrible, and you reach that point of like everyone was involved. I was involved, and I barely spent any time in the nation, and I was just like, "Are we gonna do this? Can we do it? No, we are gonna do it. Let's do this. We will, and if we fail, we'll fail together." It's just that plot is beautiful. It's just so iconic for Navarre. I think it's brilliant. I love it.
I loved it. It's great.
Right. I think so. Hour and a half. We've done really, really well, and by the feel of this, we could go on for another hour and a half quite easily.
I could do that on my own.
This has been the thing that I love about doing in these sorts of chats, is that we could just keep going on and on and on, because there's so much to do and there's so much to talk about, and it's all fantastic and it's all great, it's all positive, and yeah, it's amazing, and I absolutely love it, like we all do. What we'll do is, so on Wednesday, I haven't announced what we're doing yet, but I'm going to see if we can do an Urizen chat.
Ooh,
and
nice.
We will then do this competition as well, so a Navarre can win a commission from Rob himself. So we will do that, and I'll come up with a reason as to why. I've had an idea already. How about if they write one sentence on the sort of weapon that they would like to be made to describe it, and then you pick the winner, because it'll be the one that sounds most fun to you.
That sounds great. Yeah.
Excellent. Here we go. Sold. Okay,
I'll
do
need to
that.
make it say "made like a child."
Yes. Yeah.
My entry will be sharp and offensive.
Do you want it just for the Navarre, or is it open to all?
I'm fine for it to be open to anyone, but it will be made as if it was made by Caro, who has got a forge in Miaran, so it will be a Navarre-looking weapon.
Yeah.
But it can be open to anybody.
Excellent. Okay, we'll do that as well then, and we'll get that
single-handed or smaller. So no spears, no glaives, no. So 42 inches or less. Yeah,
that's fine. Right. I'll get that put on, and we'll get that sorted, and then we'll get all the entries done, and then I'll send them to you, and then I can announce the winner on Wednesday. So that'll be cool.
Sweet.
Right. So what we do at the end of all of this. So thank you everybody for watching. We are going to raid because it's what we do now. So let's get that going. So you go and find someone. Right. We'll do this one. Go say hi. Tell him, send casual much love, and all of this. Straight to the Empire. Straight to the bar. Straight to the bar. So we'll do that one. So yeah, go say hi and all of this sort of stuff, and then. Yeah, then we'll just sort of like fade away, and then we can go raid.
Come over the hills, my bonny Dawnish lass. Come over the hills to your darling. You choose the road, love, and I'll make the vow. I'll be your true love forever. Red is the rose that's in yonder garden grows. Fair is the lily.